1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the lesson here for The Storms Are on the Ocean in the Key of C. I've created a beginning and intermediate arrangement for both the verse and the chorus for this tune. It's going to involve some basic Carter style pickings where we'll play the melody straight on the head, and then we'll get more expressive with that melody using some flat picking and cross picking elements. We're going to start walking through the first half of this lesson right here on YouTube. We're going to bring the camera on in and put the tabs up on the screen. If you want to access the full-length version, download the tabs, the audio tracks, and access the slowdown and looper, click the link in the description to learn how. Also, be sure you subscribe to my channel so you know when new lessons like these come out. All right, let's get into it. Thanks for watching. All right, so let's put those first few measures up on the screen here. We are, of course, in 3/4 time signature, so we have 3 beats to the measure, kind of an emphasis on beat 1. And we have a pickup there on beat 3, so we have the first 2 markers are quarter note rests, and then we have the melody solo here. So here's what the first few sound like. So 1, 2. And I went on just to the downbeat there, measure 5. So again, this tune is very slow. We're doing very Carter style-like arrangement here, kind of playing the melody right within the chords and very basic to kind of start things out. We'll get a little bit more expressive as we get down the line. But yes, very straight ahead. So the pickup on beat 3 there, 0-2 hammer on the D. The storms, and then the open G on measure 2. Then we strum a C chord, and then open G again, and then 0-2 hammer on the G string going to the F. And I am gonna like finger the whole chord when I get there as well. So I'm kind of, when I hammer, I'm putting my whole hand on the F chord along with it. So 0-2 hammer on the G, then we strum the F, and then 2nd fret on the G, and then we go back to the C chord, but we play an open G note, strum the C, then 2-0 pull on the D, and we'll land on the 3rd fret A, which is the bass note, C bass note. For some beginners, the F chord takes a long time. Just to note, I usually tell people that the F chord can take up to a year to really, have a handle on, right? So you can play it, but to develop that strength, to consistently play it with, sounding all the strings all the time, it can take up to a year or more just to get the strength built up. There's a lot, when you start barring, there's a lot of little muscles in that hand that need to really be built up in order to consistently execute the chord, right? So here's those first 4 measures. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, then moving on. Very simple stuff right there. A lot of quarter notes. So measure 5, we just play the bass note on the C chord, and then we strum. And then 2-3 hammer on the D. And then next measure, we have just quarter notes, open G, 3rd fret D, second fret D. Next measure is over the G7 chord, but we're just going to play open D, and then 0-2 hammer on the D, open D again, and we land back on the C chord on the bass note, 3rd fret on the A, and strum 2 and 3. And you can strum those bottom 3 strings. You know, sometimes I have marked there 3 or 4 strings. I kind of usually stick to the bottom 3 or the highest sounding. If you hit the D string in there, it's not the end of the world by any means, but yeah, it helps keep things cleaned up, just kind of that top half of the chord when strumming. So those 4 measures, 2, ready, go. Then let's move on now, measures 9, 10, 11, and 12. And here we're going to kind of repeat the phrase, if you will, but now we're going to get a little bit more expressive and add some cross-picking into it. And they sound like this, 2, 3. So already now coming to life, right? Again, go. So measure 9, play the 3rd fret of the A, and then we do 0-2 hammer on the D, then open G, 2nd fret D. Okay, so. Landing a measure 10 on the open G, and that, you know, that's essentially the pickup, right? Measure 10 open G, then a little backwards roll here, or backward, you know, mixed roll. So open E, 1st fret B, G, 1st fret B, and you don't need to move anything in the left hand, right? You're just cross picking in that chord. Next measure, we go to F, 0-2 hammer on the G, and then we cross pick, same thing. High string, 1st fret, B first, 2 on the G, back to B on the, back to the E string on the 1st fret. And then next measure, open G, downstroke, 2-0 pull on the D string, open G, and we'll land on the 3rd fret A. That last measure is kind of tricky. It's almost like I'm strumming, but on the upstroke, I hit the 2nd fret D note. So all 4 of those together, 2, ready, go. And if this more intermediate style arrangement here is too tricky, you can simply use the first 4 measures and just insert them for 9, 10, 11, and 12. You can kind of cut and paste some of this stuff, but we're playing the verse, not the verse, but we're playing, again, we have kind of a phrase A and a phrase A prime, if you will. And we've just done it a little bit more intermediate way the second time. But if that's troublesome, you can just do it the same as the beginning. And essentially, the first 8 bars, you can do the same as the second 8 bars. Okay? But here we've done kind of an A prime, and then, or an A, and then an A prime. A little bit more intermediate. So let's move forward with the next set of measures. So now measures 13, 14, 15, and 16 to finish up the verse part. Sound like this. 2, ready, go. I'm not just a little bit there, but so yeah, measure 13. 3rd fret on the A, we strum, and then 2, 3 hammer on the D. It's all the same as before. And then next measure, open G, and then 3 on the D, bounce it off the open G, 2 on the D, bounce it off the open G. next measure, open G. I'm sorry, it's a G chord, but we're gonna play the open D note. And then G, D, hammer 2, back to open D, and then land on the 3rd fret of the A string. Down, down, up. All 4 of those. 2, ready, go. So let me play the whole verse part for you in context now. I'm gonna start at the beginning and just play through measure 16. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.